We came out of executive session at 7:15 PM, and I'll make a motion to adjourn finance.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to call the January 27th, 2025 council meeting to order. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Hare.
Here.
Hazeltine.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Shields.
Here.
Simpson.
Here.
Coin.
Here.
DeSalvo.
Reading of the minutes,
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields.
I will make a motion that the minutes from the regular meeting of January 13, 2025, as prepared and submitted by the clerk, be approved.
Second?
Any discussion on the minutes? Will the clerk please call the roll on the approval of the minutes?
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo. Yes. Hare.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Reports of standing committees. The Finance Committee met prior to council this evening and will meet again in 2 weeks. Health, Safety, and Sanitation, Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. President. No meeting scheduled, nothing to report.
Public Properties, Mr. Shields.
Thank you, Mr. President. No meetings and no report this evening.
Special Legislation, Mr. Rose.
Thank you, Mr. President. We met last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, for discussing the quadricycle. We've drafted some legislation, and we'll be moving that through here sometime in the near future.
Thank you. Streets and Sidewalks, Ms. Hare.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no meeting scheduled and no report. However, I would like to take a moment to thank the Streets Department for doing such a wonderful and timely job in plowing our streets as we've had snow and filling in potholes, because obviously we're starting to see potholes surface in the streets. And I can tell you this morning I went to work and there was a nice big old pothole on 57 towards Broadway. And on my way home from work, that had already been filled. So I want to thank them for doing such a great job.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Water and Utilities, Ms. Hazeltine.
Thank you, Mr. President. I got nothing.
And Emerging Technologies, Mrs. DeSalvo.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a meeting scheduled at this point in time for February 27th. After that, I hope to have some more information about the completed launch of the new website. Yes, after that point in time. Thank you.
Great. Requests for council action. We have several for finance. We have 2522 updates to section 3102 and 3105 of the Salaries and Benefits Code for the Municipal Court. 2523 expenditure over $20,000 for Litchfield Heating and Cooling. 2524 grant application with Cleveland Clinic AEDs for Park and Rec. 2525 expenditure for MNJ Technologies for the IT department. 2526 lease with MMHA for 135 North Elmwood Avenue. 2527 a then and now for Superior Petroleum Equipment for the airport. 2528 increase PO 241684 for Wright Traffic Control. 2529 increase PO 241383 for then and now for Winthrop Construction for the railroad. 2530 a then and now for Centura Co-op for the police department. 2531 FMVE for Medina Street Bridge. 2532 amend ordinance 16624, add exhibit B to contract for Rulin. 2533 expenditure over $20,000 for Emerald Environmental, new vendor for engineering. And 2534 expenditure over $20,000 for Dex Imaging for the IT department. Reports of municipal officers. Mayor Hamwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The United Way of Summit Medina Counties is offering free tax prep for households earning less than $67,000 per year. And this can be scheduled by dialing 211, not 911, 211, or go to the website www.uwsummitmedina.org/FEC. I'd like to thank the council members and administration that attended the Martin Luther King Jr. service at St. Francis Xavier Church on Monday, January 20th at 7 p.m. Had a nice crowd there. Main Street Medina's annual meeting was Wednesday, January 22nd at Williams on the Lake. great progress in numerous activities. Main Street Medina is making our square the envy of many. I know you're going to get a report for that here on the second ordinance, but I'm very thankful for the members, sponsors, and local business support of Main Street and Medina. Praise and appreciation, in addition to our streets, for our water and sanitation workers who were outside through these past 2 frigid weeks. Even though we offer, not the water folks, because when the water breaks happen, we have to come out, but the sanitation folks, we routinely offer them to take the frigid days off and then work the weekend to make it up. But they tough it out, with the equipment that we provide to them. In the past 10 days, we've had 13 water breaks due to the frigid weather and 2 rail line breaks, also a result of the extreme cold temperature. So we're thankful for the water and sanitation workers as well. And then last but not least, I just want to wish Councilwoman Jess Hazeltine the best in your future endeavors, and thank you for your service to the city and Ward 1.
Thank you.
Mr. Durham, Director of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to remind everyone that the city of Medina does have a city income tax, so if you live in Medina, don't forget that when you're working through your taxes. It's collected through RETA. Their website is retaohio.com, and you can file online, or you can get the forms and file it paper way, whatever works better for you. There's a couple things at the end of the agenda, 3 of them that I'll address when we get there, and then I want to just say to Jess, it's been a pleasure to work with you these last few years, and good luck in your future endeavors wherever they take you.
Mr. Huber, Law Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, and I also want to thank Jess. It's been a pleasure to work with you.
Mrs. Marshall, Economic Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple items to note this evening. First, our ribbon cutting for February is scheduled for February 7th. We have one, and it's for a new business called Farmhouse 1834, located at 309 South Broadway Street. And that'll be Friday, February 7th at 2 p.m., so we hope that you'll be able to join us. The ribbon cuttings are a collaboration with Main Street Medina as well as the Medina Chamber of Commerce. And then second, just a reminder that we have rolled out our workforce talent newsletter that's published every Wednesday, highlighting different job opportunities with different businesses and different governmental agencies throughout the city. It's a free service for businesses that are in the city, and if anybody would like to register to receive the newsletter, you can do that by going to the website, medinaoh.org, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. On the right-hand side, there's a button for sign up for the workforce newsletter. And then lastly, just congratulations to Jess Hazeltine, and best wishes in your new endeavors. It's been fun working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Kenny, Police Department.
Thank you, Mr. President. Quick update on the deer management program. We're still at 8 harvested deer, and the season ends February 2nd, so that is this Sunday will be the last day for this deer season. Jess, congratulations. We'll miss you. You've always been a staunch supporter of all the constituents in Ward 1. You've done a great job there, and also a very strong supporter of the police department, and I appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks for the update. I'd just like to add, I think Mr. Piccoli mentioned that there's 141 deer that the service department picked off the roads last year. And just to mention, I hit a deer yesterday, but it didn't die, so he didn't get one. But I was involved in that twice. I hit the same deer twice. But
Wow.
You back up?
It's impressive.
no, he ran out, ran back in front of me again. So he just wanted to do it. But there are problems. So drive safely. I couldn't understand why the car was stopped in the road because there was no lights flashing or anything. I said they should have their blinker on. No, they were just trying to let the deer cross. But anyway, Mr. Toth, LSD Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through 2024, the life support team responded to 3,766 calls for the city of Medina. For all 3 entities, we responded to 5,819, and that's an increase of 460 from the previous year. And I would like to wish Jess good luck with any future endeavors you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gladys, Building Official.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, and congratulations and good luck to Jess.
Mr. Patton, city engineer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also have no report. Just also want to extend our congratulations. Thank you for all your support, and you'll be missed.
Chief Walters, Fire Department.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report. Jess, good luck.
Mr. Dutton, Planning and Community Development Director.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report other than wish Councilwoman Hazeltine success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Notices of communication petitions, there's none. There's no unfinished business. Introduction of visitors. Members of the public are permitted the opportunity to speak on any issue or concern that pertains to the city during the portion of the council agenda devoted to the introduction of visitors. All comments shall be directed to the chair, and a reasonable time limit of approximately 5 minutes will be imposed. If there's a group, please appoint a spokesperson. Speakers should approach the rear microphone and state their name and address so it can be entered into the minutes. Members of the public will be afforded the opportunity to comment on other portions of the meeting as determined by the chair or by a vote of the majority of council members present. Is there anybody that wishes to address council at this time? Well, seeing there's none, I would ask that Jess Hazeltine come down to the floor here. We have a little presentation for you.
Oh, gosh. Presentation sounds so.
I gotta bring this out. Let's second here. Make sure this is something different. We don't usually have this, but this is a new thing that we have. So everybody can see it's a new little
wow.
glass. Let me fix this for you. So, you know, Jess Hazeltine joined council, and it says here, just to make sure I don't mess it up, on November 27, 2019. So you've been on since, well, today, 2025. So we appreciate all your service. And this is just a little memento for helping, you know, serving the public, because whoever puts himself out to serve the public has to understand there's good things that come with it and there's bad things that come with it. And you have to be able to accept both of those. It's not all, you know, roses when we're on council. There are times that are rough, and some citizens can be hard on you, but you try to do the best you can. And you try to make the right decisions. So with this, we have like a little memento. It says, Jess Hazeltine, Ward 1 council person, Medina City, you know, from 2019 to 25. Thank you for your service. So thank you. So wait, is there anything you would like to say as your last words?
Oh, gosh, there's so many things I would like to say, but I had to write down a whole list of people that I had to thank. So either I need to grab my paper or I need to do it at council comments.
Well, we'll let you do it at council comments. We appreciate it. Thank you. And there's a card in there, too. Okay, we move on to introduction and considerations of ordinances and resolutions. At this time, I entertain a motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings on the following ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance 1825, 1925, 2025, 2125, 2225, 2325, 2425, Resolution 2525, Ordinance 2625, 2725, 2825, 2925, 3025, 3125, and 3225.
Mr. President,
Mr. Shields?
I will move to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings of tonight's ordinance and resolutions.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion to suspend the rules? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Ordinance 1825, an ordinance amending section 3105 and 3107 of the Salaries and Benefits Code of the City of Medina, Ohio, relative to the Civil Service Secretary and revised job description.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Mr. Durham? Is that you?
Thank you, Mr. President. Civil Service, and I brought this here. It's to increase the pay for this position as necessary.
Yeah, I heard somebody might be retiring, and that's...
We're trying to talk her out of it, but it doesn't seem to be working. That we don't seem to have the same pull as grandkids do. So
I guess that's how it works. So
Not
she's
cute
been
enough.
great for the city, and we wish her the best whenever she does decide to retire, which is probably in the near future. Any further discussion on the ordinance? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Ordinance 1825 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 1925, an ordinance authorizing the payment of $40,000 to Main Street Medina for the city's 2025 membership renewal.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. And I think we have members of Main Street. I don't know if Angela and George, you both want to come up? Oh, we got pamphlets. Oh,
I like it.
all kind of good stuff.
Thank you.
I will try to be brief tonight, but first of all, thank you all for your support over the years, Mr. Mayor, Mr. President. Jess has always been a big supporter of ours, and thank you, council, for all your support, and the staff. Appreciate so much working with you guys, and it's been great. Just wanted to mention a few things. I'm going to try to make this really quick, because I know you're short on time tonight, and I don't want to bore you with a lot of details, but just wanted to reiterate our mission and vision. You can see it there. We'd like to be Ohio's premier small town. Our strategic goals are, as you see there. Of course, diversifying funding is one of the things we want to do to be more balanced. Making more awareness for us and for the historic district in Southtown as a destination is definitely one of our goals. Connecting with our constituents beyond our boundaries and developing advocacy voice to advance business is definitely there. This is our current board of directors. We have several that are leaving. Jason, Kelly, and Eric, our current chair. We have new board members starting, Flavio Bortolato, Jane Miller, Lisa Rowe, and Brad Root. Our officers for 2025 is Brad Root, our president, Amy Busby, vice chair, Allie Burmeister, our secretary, and Becky Mona, our treasurer. This is the current staff. I want to thank them. Thank you, Angela, for all the work you do. Manfred is our new special projects guy. He's helping us along with a lot of our business-related items and design committee-related items. And we have Linda Lovelace doing marketing, and Brandy Randalls is our accountant. This is our current income and expenses. As you can see, it's nearing $400,000 for the projects we do. In 2024, half of our money is raised by sponsorships for events, so thank you, Angela, for all the work you've done there. The other money is made by fundraising and grants, so we continue to do that and would like to make that more balanced, and you'll notice in 2025, we're going to rely more on grants. A lot of our funding goes towards administrative costs and projects, so a lot of the events we do, a lot of the projects and activities we do gets paid for by those funds. Just to mention, our 2025 budget is upwards past $500,000 because of a $212,000 grant we got from the state of Ohio. Just highlighting a few things, you know about our sponsored events. We hold 13 of those a year, 21 farmers markets. Just wanted to mention that Angela has been really good at our food insecurity program and has really been instrumental in developing $25,000 worth of funds that get distributed back to people in need that didn't have food insecurity issues. So thank you for your work on that, Angela. We this year have a new program called Placer AI, which tells you how many people come to events, and we're happy to say that that equals $48,000 at our Main Street events this year. 53.4% of those are from outside of Medina, so we're happy to see people coming to Medina to visit and hopefully spend some money here. We spend over $3,000 in volunteer hours. If you look at that as far as donations go, at the national average of a volunteer hour, we're at $106,000. We raised $279,000 in donations and grants this year. We have 215 members, 118 of those are small business. And we hope that you're pleased with our economic impact of $1.68 million. That's a 56% to 1 return on your investment to us based on $20 average expenditure for a family times the 84,000 people. We are happy to say that we funded a $30,000 Southtown Design Plan program. We funded a $15,000 public art plan that we're ready to move on both of those things. As I mentioned before, we were awarded $150,000 for facade grant and rehab loan program, which will launch this year. $50,000 of that's in a matching grant, $5,000 per facade, and $25,000 in a revolving loan program for individuals that are looking to rehab their buildings in the footprint of Main Street Medina. We were also awarded $60,000 for the Southtown Gateway project. You'll learn more about that, but as you know, Southtown is an area we want to develop, and to do that, the entry into Southtown is most important. So we're looking at Smith Road to South Court, putting some amenities in there, and we'll share those with council in the future. We actually have a meeting with the company tomorrow that's going to be selling us the amenities that we plan to purchase on your behalf. We operate four committees as part of the Main Street program: Design, Economic Vitality, Promotions, and Organization. The Design Committee is chaired by Roger Smalley. These are the design projects we're working on right now. As I mentioned, the Gateway at Court Street. We're looking at some amenities and development there. The next thing we're going to be looking into as part of our Southtown plan is the development of a corridor along Mill Street that's more pedestrian friendly. And we're also looking at gathering space in Southtown for more promotions down there, since there's a lot of private space, very little public space. Public art plan has been developed this year, and we're looking at projects that are priority projects, but not that intense. They're not murals or sculptures, but they're simple projects. White Rabbit art is just basically art that just is temporary and is put up over time. The silos at the Farmers Exchange down there is just waiting for art to be on it, and we're looking at projecting art on there, possibly. Suspended art's another low-maintenance, low-cost, high-visibility way to celebrate Medina in certain areas. One of our public art priorities is doing some artwork. We had students do a tile project. We hope to install that along the bridges in Southtown with your permission as part of the Gateway development. And we're looking at mural projects, maybe starting on the Granary Row building on both sides, doing art projects that celebrate local artists. As you know, we've been doing streetscape design. We decorate for the Candlelight Walk, and we do a fall flower pot contest, and we maintain flower pots in Southtown for the city. Our facade program, like I mentioned before, we're happy to have a facade improvement matching grant program, a loan program, and we already had 16 inquiries, and if all 16 get approved, it'll be $135,000 spent in 2025 alone. Our historic preservation program, our building conditions assessment that we continue to do, we turn that into the city and help them to advocate for the historic district and improvements of safety and pedestrian friendliness in the Southtown area and the square. As you know, we do an annual ornament. We did the Town Hall Museum this year. Next year, it's going to be, or this year actually is going to be the Smart House. Economic Vitality Group, as I mentioned, Manfred's been helping us in collecting visitor data, targeting business data to help businesses to see where their shortfalls are, and we're looking at retail leakages and surplus and traffic data as well to try to make more of a case for the direction we go in the future. You need real data, and we hope to be able to grab that from Placer. We continue to do business workshops to help small businesses. We have a marketing campaign that we're working on this year to promote Medina as a visitor destination, and we continue to work with Kimberly on the ribbon cuttings for welcoming new businesses. We also are working on a couple projects with the city. We're looking into parking and transit solutions. We had mentioned before about maybe considering private transit, so we'll tell you more about that in 2025. The Dora project, Dora's outdoor refreshment area, we're looking at a survey that's just about complete right now. We're happy to say that most people are in favor of it, but that's something we'll discuss with you in the future. And of course, I missed the last one, business attraction and property advisory. We like working with the city and the county on getting businesses that fit in Medina and properties that are vacant to be filled. Our organization committee does just that. They just held our annual meeting. The Beer Fest is very popular. We continue to do that as a fundraiser. We gave away $9,000 in scholarships this past year, and we hope to do more. And we just did an annual appeal to raise more funding as well. Our memberships and volunteers are crucial. Like I mentioned before, the numbers of members that we have, a lot of them are families, a lot of them are small businesses, and we have new and renewing members, of course, and we raise money for our projects based on our membership, so we really appreciate that. Promotions Committee, I'll just let Angela talk a little bit about that.
That's okay. Yeah, so I work with the Promotions Committee. I'm Allie Burmeister as the chair. And it's a great collaboration because it does involve our membership. Will come 8:30 in the morning, first Wednesdays of the month. And it's a great way to get their feedback from the events that we do put on, and just try and find that balance of bringing people in, not overwhelming our businesses, but also bringing in the right clientele, but then also explaining why we do some of the events we do. They're free because we want everyone in our community to appreciate and enjoy them and enjoy our town. So just having that constant one-on-one conversations with them each month is vital to keeping us directed in what we're doing. So we appreciate all the people that do come and support that committee, and it is open to any of our membership or community members who have any input.
So as you know, the farmers market is very successful. We just mentioned the $20-some thousand in food assistance programs. Kids Day and Teen Fest continues to be popular. We'll hold that again this year on June 7th. Southtown Music Festival is I have the dates wrong there. I apologize. It's the 10th, right? August 10th?
17th through the October 4th.
Southtown Music Festival?
No, August 9th.
August 9th. The Fall Festival is September 28th. Candlelight Walk is the 22nd through the 24th. And then Ladies Night Out, there's going to be 4 again this year. And Cars and Coffee, there will be 4 of those as well. Restaurant Week was a great promotion this year. We plan to continue that in the future. And we have partnership events that we work on every year, including the Ice Festival. We did the Solar Eclipse last year. Student Art Show will continue this next month coming up. Mill Street Makers Market, Pride Day, and Juneteenth will all be part of our partnership programs. I just wanted to mention, too, that if you are interested as council on coming to our assessment, we get assessed every year by the Heritage Ohio organization on behalf of them and Main Street America. We'll be having our assessment tomorrow between 1 and 4. At 4 o'clock, we'll be at Sully's. Would love to have you join us for a little bit of after meeting conversation. So thank you so much. Anything else I forget? Thank you so much. Angela's going to say another word, and I appreciate all the support and the financial support as well. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say thank you, and I talked about it after all of our events. We're so appreciative of all of the support you guys give. And some of this partnership, we like to partner with all of these organizations and others that we do. It just brings us all together. We're all trying to achieve the same thing in different ways. And I think it just gives us an opportunity where we can be smarter in how we spend our time, our resources. I know it's helped me. And again, just keeping us focused on what's really important and just providing what our community needs, and then also trying to make it really enticing for people to come and just enjoy and love our own town. So we appreciate all of your help, your support, financially, as well as just being out there and coming to the events. I see you all there, and I appreciate it. So
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. So the ordinance before council is respectfully requesting to raise the stipend that the city provides to Main Street Medina from $30,000 a year to $40,000 a year. And as I shared in finance, but for those that may be here tonight that weren't at finance, if you just do an inflation calculator from $30,000 in 2008 to date, that number would be $43,813. So the $40,000 is more in line with where we started, and as you were just shown, the amount of activities and the amount of things that Main Street is doing for the community, that the benefits our businesses not only on the square, but once people are in the community, benefits our entire community. I'd respectfully ask council to pass the increase. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I think we all agree on council that, you know, the investment that we're making of $40,000 is well worth it. I think this is one of the, better partnerships that we have as a city. They provide such a great service to our residents and non-residents that come to visit our community. And, as far as when you look at the bang for your buck, this is very helpful to us. I mean, we as a city should be so thankful for all that is done, through Main Street. I think everybody, here has probably visited many events that they've had in the square, and other events, in the evenings, that it's just phenomenal. I mean, we're lucky enough to have a square, but to be able to promote the square as we do, we're double lucky, right? Because we're able to capitalize on an asset that we have in our city that most communities don't have. And through the administration and through Main Street, all the volunteer hours and all the work that the administration does with our workers throughout the city to do these events, it's fantastic. And I think we're glad to give the $40,000 with this partnership because of the wealth of enjoyment that comes out of it. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
No, I wanna also say, yeah, our city square is beautiful, and I have friends that live outside of the city, and I already have plans where my friends are coming, so we can take a tour around the city, and I can brag to them about how well we are doing as a community and what we offer. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Ordinance 1925 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2025, ordinance amending ordinance number 14021 passed September 13th, 2021, and authorizing the mayor to enter into an amendment to the wellness service agreement between the Medina Community Recreation Center and Medina Hospital, a Cleveland Clinic Hospital, for a wellness partnership.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mayor Hamwell?
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Jansen, he had to go home for a sick family member. But this ordinance is an amendment to the wellness services agreement we've had with the clinic since 2015. It's a 3-year extension for 25, 2026, and 2027. As part of the agreement, the Cleveland Clinic, Medina Hospital, will be providing $20,000 to the rec center annually for the rec center to use for wellness-related activities and equipment, and we're thankful for the partnership.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 2025 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2125, ordinance amending section 37101A of the codified ordinances of the city of Medina, Ohio, relative to a right-of-way and crosswalk.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. President.
Mr. Shields?
The emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it at this time.
My second includes emergency clause.
Discussion on the ordinance and emergency clause. Mayor Hamwell?
Thank you, Mr. President. So we're also requesting the state legislators to change the state law. And basically, this is just removing a small provision of the crosswalk ordinance that says that the public has a right, or the public has to yield to those in a crosswalk, removing the section that says if they're in their half of the roadway. Because what we've run into with the square is people are concerned and leery of stepping out into traffic, but yet, as the law is written today, the car doesn't have a duty to yield to them until they're actually in the crosswalk in front of the car. So it's kind of a standoff. So we're trying to correct this wording for the law department to successfully prosecute these cases. And the reason for the emergency clause is the sooner the better for the safety of those using our crosswalks.
Yeah, thank you. And I know we're doing a lot of other improvements around the square to make it safer for the pedestrians as we have more pedestrians using the square. But I would hope that individuals who drive through the square would just yield and be more alert, because it's you as the driver that has the ability to stop the accident. So hopefully people will pay attention. Is there any other comments on the ordinance or emergency clause? Will the clerk please call the roll on adoption of the emergency clause?
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Ordinance 2125 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2225, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an LPA federal local let project agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, for the Prospect Street Bridge Project, job number 1062.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Patton.
Thank you, Mr. President. As council is aware, we were awarded a little over $1.8 million through the ODOT Municipal Bridge Program for the replacement of the Prospect Street Bridge. This agreement will allow the city to bid and manage the project throughout construction.
Thank you. Any further questions? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Ordinance 2225 passes 7-0.
And ordinance 2325 is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an LPA federal local let project agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, for the South Huntington Street Bridge Project, job number 1150.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Patton.
Thank you, Mr. President. As with the other one, this was a little over $1.7 million that we were awarded through ODOT for the replacement of the South Huntington Street Bridge. And this same agreement will allow us to manage the project.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of ordinance.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Ordinance 2325 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2425, ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a sponsor partnership responsibility acknowledgement with the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency, NOACA, and to accept funding for the federal aid project grant for the State Road Reconstruction Project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Patton.
Thank you, Mr. President. We did get awarded an additional $661,000 from NOACA for the state road project. This is in addition to the $1.1 million that they previously awarded us, so we're up to a little over $1.8 million, getting closer to the $6 million price tag. And this does ask that the mayor sign the agreement, so we request that as well.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of ordinance.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Ordinance 2425 passes 7-0.
Resolution 2525, a resolution authorizing the filing of a grant application through the Ohio Department of Transportation for funding for the replacement of sidewalks along the city state road reconstruction project.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
This is another grant for that same project, a little over $500,000 that we hope to get. This asks for authorization for the mayor to sign the application.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the resolution? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the resolution?
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 2625, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a task order number 1 to the agreement with Delta Airport Consultants, Inc. for professional services at the Medina Municipal Airport relative to airport snow removal equipment acquisition.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Patton.
Thank you. As council knows, we received a $300,000 grant through FAA to purchase snow removal equipment. This agreement will allow Delta to put together the bid documents for the acquisition, and the $35,000 cost is covered 95% by the grant. The city's share of this will be $1,750.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of ordinance.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Ordinance 2625 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2725, ordinance authorizing the mayor to solicit requests for qualification, RFQs, requests for proposals, RFPs for consultant services for the fiscal year 25 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, program application, including administration and implementation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President.
Mr. Shields.
The emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the ordinance and emergency clause. Mr. Dutton.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a request to authorize the mayor to solicit RFQs and RFPs for the program year 25 CDBG consultant services. Our CDBG program supports code enforcement in our low to moderate income areas and Medina County public transit currently. The consultant will be responsible for the application, administration, and implementation. It includes the authorization to award the RFQ, RFP to the successful bidder. The emergency clause is requested as it's the first step in a lengthy application process that is due in May or June of this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the emergency clause or the ordinance? Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of the emergency clause.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on adoption of the ordinance?
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Ordinance 2725 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2825, ordinance authorizing the mayor to solicit requests for qualifications, RFQs, requests for proposals, RFPs for fair housing services for the fiscal year 25 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, program application, including administration and implementation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President.
Mr. Shields.
The emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the ordinance and emergency clause. Mr. Dutton.
Thank you, Mr. President. This accompanies ordinance 2725 for our CDBG application. This portion is for our fair housing services and also includes award of the RFQ to successful bidder. Again, the emergency clause is requested as the application is due in May or June. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of emergency clause.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Ordinance 2825 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 2925, ordinance of the Council of the City of Medina, Ohio, certifying that when a municipal obligation was incurred, sums were lawfully appropriated in the funds to satisfy the obligation, and sufficient funds currently exist to satisfy this obligation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President?
Mr. Shields.
The emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the ordinance and emergency clause. Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is for the fuel dispensing equipment, for maintenance of the fuel dispensing equipment at the airport. The spending so far in this year has been $3,400, so we're asking for $10,000 for this purchase order because we got 11 more months, and hopefully we won't use it, but
Thank you. Any further discussion? I know the emergency clause is because it already happened. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of emergency clause?
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Ordinance 2925 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 3025, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Medina, Ohio, certifying that when a municipal obligation was incurred, sums were lawfully appropriated in the funds to satisfy the obligation, and sufficient sums currently exist to satisfy this obligation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President?
Mr. Shields.
The emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Discussion on the ordinance and emergency clause. Mr. Durham.
this one is for repairs to the railroad, and same as the last one. The emergency clause is because the repairs have already been made. We need to pay the people that made them.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of emergency clause.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Will the clerk please call the roll on adoption of the ordinance?
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Ordinance 3025 passes 7-0.
Ordinance 3125, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Medina, Ohio, certifying that when a municipal obligation was incurred, sums were lawfully appropriated in the funds to satisfy the obligation, and sufficient sums currently exist to satisfy this obligation.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Mr. President?
Mr. Shields.
Emergency clause has been requested. I move to add it this time.
My second includes the emergency clause.
Mr. Durham.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the last one of these. This one is for fuel. This one was a year-end issue. There was a fuel bill that hadn't gotten to finance to get paid, and then at the end of, it was from earlier in '24, and the end of '24, we closed the PO, and then once we closed the PO, the bill showed up, and we don't have that PO anymore, so we had now to then and now.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll on the adoption of emergency clause.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of ordinance.
Rose.
Yes.
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Ordinance 3125 passes 7-0.
At this time, I'd entertain a motion to add ordinance number 3225.
I will make a motion to add ordinance 3225 to tonight's agenda.
Second.
Any discussion on adding the ordinance? Will the clerk please call the roll on adding the ordinance?
Shields.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0.
Ordinance 3225, ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a programmatic agreement with the Ohio Historic Preservation Office for the administration of programs using HUD allocated funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Dutton.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a programmatic agreement between the City of Medina, the State Historic Preservation Office, and our local historical organization, which is the Medina County Historic Society, that the state asks us to enter into every 5 years. It's very similar to an agreement that we entered to in 2019. The agreement states the city will follow the required Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act when using federal funds such as CDBG and Home on City projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Rose?
Just briefly, I'll be voting no on this. After doing some research through this and trying to follow exactly what we're getting, and when I get to one link on the website for the federal law, and then I keep going, and there's another link, and there's another link, we have no idea what these people are doing and what we're signing up for, so I'll be voting no.
Understood. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the ordinance?
Simpson.
Yes.
Coin.
Yes.
DeSalvo.
Yes.
Hare.
Yes.
Hazeltine.
Yes.
Rose.
No.
Shields.
Yes.
Ordinance 3225 passes 6 yeas, 1 nay.
Council comments. Mr. Simpson's got to be first.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be brief. Jess, it's been a pleasure working with you. I wish you nothing but the best, peace and happiness, whatever you choose to do with the rest of your life, and I know you will be successful at it. Thank you. You'll be missed.
I also wanted to say, I've enjoyed sitting here next to you and working with you over the years, getting to know you and seeing and hearing and feeling your passion for those things that you have supported over the years and for the different members of our community, and I truly appreciate that, and good luck to you.
Mr. Shields?
Jess, it has been a pleasure being on council with you. I thank you for your commitment and passion to all residents, but especially the residents of Ward 1. And I appreciate how much you've given them a voice, maybe some of them that didn't always have a voice, but you made it very easy for them to be able to reach out to you and for you to take care of their issues. So thank you for that.
Mr. Rose? Oh,
I know.
Mrs. Salvo?
I know, that's so nice of you. Thank you, Paul. Jess, I haven't had a chance to really work with you for that long, just a little over a year, but I wanted to say it's been a pleasure working with you, and I do know where to find you.
Mr. Rose?
Yeah, thank you. Jess, I forgot my list. So, but back in '21 when we were running together, people were looking at us, let's face it,
And
they
I
were
got
calling
so much
they were
trouble
calling
for
us the
supporting you.
Ginsburg and Scalia of Medina City Council. We are diametrically opposed politically, but we do have the heart of the city in what we work together on it. In fact, like way back when, I made a comment that, I'm not a tree hugger by any stretch, but I said, save planet Earth. It's the only one in chocolate. So she goes out and makes me a mug with that saying on it. So thank you. I do appreciate that. And the one thing that I will always, always, always remember about you is shortly after my surgery, I had my shoulder and I'm in a sling and all this other stuff, and people are asking me, how you doing, how you doing? She comes in, how do you do your hair? So Jess, I have some fond memories. Good luck to you in your new challenges, and ciao.
Yes, thank you for all you do on council. And just remember that though you're leaving as a member of council, that doesn't mean you cannot participate in other
Every budget
activities.
meeting, totally
Well, you can
there.
come to the budget meetings because
Totally
they're
there.
the most exciting things that we have going on. But no, we hope that you still get involved in some of the other committees and stuff that we have in the city and provide your input. So we hope that, and I guess I leave it to you for the last words.
Whew, it's a bold choice, John. All right. Well, the first people I need to thank, obviously, are the voters. I would never in a million billion years imagine that the voters of Ward 1 would put me in this role, not once, but twice, on purpose. And so for that, I thank you. My fellow council members, I know I say this all the time, but I want to reiterate for those of you on the other side, this is truly a nonpartisan council. As much as we joke about it, we work together for the good of the city, regardless of our political party on different levels. So I want to thank you guys. They never made me feel dumb. They always welcomed me, my questions. They helped me understand things. I love this council in particular. Don't let your heads get too big, but John and Paul, always, like for budget meetings, numbers are not my forte. But I know if there's something messed up in that budget, you bet your donkey that John and Paul will catch it. And I am 100% grateful for them just always being right on top of that. I want to thank the administration and the mayor. We've butted heads quite a few times, but we always had the best interests of the city. And, I never felt that anybody's heart was in the wrong place. Members of the administration, that doesn't mean I don't love the rest of you, but these are people that just really went out of their way for me. Nino Piccoli, who's not here tonight, Greg Huber, and Police Chief Kinney. You guys were always there to help me, whether it was a council problem, whether it was a personal problem. I don't even know how much I talked Ed Kinney and Nino Piccoli's ears off with just my life. They were so helpful. Our council clerks, Kathy and Teresa, a million times they saved my booty by providing me with stuff. Kathy helped me write my very first ordinance. It was great. They are phenomenal, and they are truly the backbone of this council. My poor children, who went out when they really, really did not want to pass out lit while I was campaigning. They went to all the events. They really stuck it out. My boyfriend, Rick, for putting up with me these past 2 years. The Isabella family, Eddie started out as my campaign manager, became a great friend, and then the whole rest of the family kind of took me into. A lot of you guys hear me talk about how I don't have family here, and not even just in Medina, but really in the country. So they became my second family, and that never would have happened if I had not been encouraged to run for political office, which brings me to my next thank you, which is former Mayor of Medina and former Council at Large Representative Bill Lamb. Him and Laura Cavey, former Ward 1 Council Representative, were instrumental in giving me the confidence to try to reach this goal. I also would like to thank former Ward 1 Council Representative Andrea Burdell Ware. She's always been in my corner from day one. Former Ward 3 Council Representative Eric Heffinger. He sat in Reggie's seat and he would kick me and nudge me and, you know, tell me all the things when I was a newbie. It's like, come on, you have to say yes or you're supposed to say no. So it's very helpful when the person that's on your team and helping you out sits right next to you. I want to thank James Evanoff, Nick Hannick, Vice Mayor and Council President of Brunswick, Ryan Colgar, Leah and Joe Nichols, Carrie and Mike Huff, Sandy Varndell, Veronica Perry, Pastor Luke Linden, the late Carrie Park, Colleen Rice, Rhonda Wergler, Carla Robinson, Stephanie Reed, and Sam Livingston. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And on that note, the meeting is adjourned.